This morning, new backlash to the spending bill that reopened the federal government. The bill is now set to shut down a key part of the booming hemp industry.
This is the problem with our government. I mean, this is ridiculous.
A last-minute provision to the bill closes a loophole that allowed manufacturers to convert hemp into high-potency THC products through chemical processing, sold with almost no federal oversight. The new provision will cap hemp products at just 0.4 milligrams of THC per serving, a fraction of what's nearly in all products on the market today. Senator Mitch McConnell has been leading the charge to close the loophole.
Products more potent than marijuana can be bought off the shelf of a gas station.
More than 8,400 children were treated in U.S. emergency rooms for cannabis poisonings between 2018 and 2023, but some lawmakers have joined those in the hemp industry pushing for regulation, not prohibition.
We've been fighting for actual regulation since day one at Delta.
Industry leaders say the economic impact could be massive.
There's $28 billion in money that flows through the industry, and over 300,000 people that are directly related to employment.
With younger customers drinking less alcohol, some breweries turn to THC beverages to keep their businesses afloat.
We would be gutted. It would be devastating to just put a prohibition on it.
And one hemp farmer who called into C-SPAN says the change could shut down her business.
I make a jar of joint and muscle salve. It has 3,000 milligrams of CBD. That product doesn't get anybody high. It's a topical product. This was a false narrative.
A bipartisan push is underway in Congress to reverse the new limits on hemp products.
So a THC ban is set to go through Congress, which would effectively ban THC products in the U.S. in 2026. And all of this comes due to a bill that's set to end the government shutdown right now, but that THC ban is sort of snuck into that bill. But this means that all the products that you see that contain THC, some are even sold at gas stations, a lot of it's like THCA, stuff like that. So that'll just be removed from the shelves. But now a lot of people are going to ask me, what about the medical stuff? What about the recreational stuff? Because it's legal in quite a few states. To be honest, I don't know the answer to that one. I mean, if they really want to go after it, maybe they can in this bill. I think it's just going to go after hemp products and things that like are under the table type THC stuff. I don't know if they're going to actually go after recreational and medical though. But then again, I mean, with the state of the U.S. now, you really never know. So hopefully not, because, you know, I know a lot of people use that for medical purposes, and it is a lot safer than, like, say, opioids or things like that. But yeah, we'll just have to see how it plays out. I'll keep you all updated if any more info comes out. Let me know in the comments what you all think about it.
Guess what the Senate quietly slipped in the bill to reopen the government? A federal ban on THCA, Delta 8, and basically every single hemp-derived THC product. The stuff that you can buy at gas stations, smoke shops, and online, it could all be illegal under federal lawsuit. The bill would close the loophole in the 2018 Farm Bill and redefine hemp to exclude any intoxicating products. So that means anything that could give you a high would be off limit. If the House approves this and the president signs it, it becomes law, but it wouldn't go into effect right away. Experts say that there is about a 1-year countdown, so that means it would be late 2026 before enforcement would begin. This will impact and hurt small hemp farmers, smoke shops, and anyone living in a state where recreational isn't legal yet. Businesses built around hemp-derived THC, poof. And consumers living in those states, your legal alternative is gone. They'll spin it as protecting kids, but just like everything else they do, this is about money and control. Just like the potential $500,000 payday they snuck into the bill for themselves. They can criminalize hemp, give themselves a payday, but health insurance for you? Absolutely not. Priorities.
Not a ban. The ban is in. Not the travel ban, but the hemp ban. The Senate approved late Saturday to end the longest government shutdown and included a hemp-derived ban of THC products. So if you're at a gas station, you're looking for some hemp, it is banned. Now, critics say it's going to hurt the hemp farmers, which they were saying they were trying to help the farmers. They could have possibly just banned anything with some kind of psychosis or some kind of drug versus just regular hemp production that has no psychedelic effects. But they didn't do that. Hemp is now banned with THC, even if it doesn't have anything in it. Is it going to hurt the economy? Leave a comment.
And Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. People do say, what do you recommend for growing your children? And I've seen so many children. I've seen so many brilliant children of brilliant people go bad and become tremendous failures. And I find that so much of it's caused by drugs, alcohol, you know, different substances. And I always would say to my kids, no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. I'd say no cigarettes too. You know, it's not of the same, but it's, if you can avoid it. Because if you don't start it, you don't have a longing. I mean, I have friends that long to have a cigarette. They quit smoking, but they long, and they see somebody with a cigarette, it's like they're caged lunatics, okay?
Welcome back to Liquor Steak. Today we are looking at a big shockwave in America. President Donald Trump announcing a nationwide crackdown on THC, a move that has farmers, businesses, and even scientists panicking. People online are saying cannabis seeds growers and a small farm could be in serious danger. Let's load the footage first, then we break it down. I come back with a comment.
We have no idea who's making this product. Are they terrorists? Is this a terrorist money laundering scheme in Texas? Is it a cartel money laundering scheme? You know, someone told me I better watch my step. That's what someone told me. I better watch my step. Because this whole idea by the industry again saying, well, these are mom and pop businesses. No, they're not. There may be a few. This is all orchestrated. As I said, over 3 or 4 years, 8,000 to 9,000 shops open up. They all look the same. They all have the same product. They all have the same footprint. They're all built in the same spot around schools, or most of them. So that wasn't a coincidence, Rudy. That's organized crime behind it. Very likely.
There's reporting that the administration is going to reclassify marijuana. Would that send mixed messages that if marijuana is okay, some drugs are okay, but we're trying to clean up crime? How do they go hand in hand?
We're only looking at that. That's early, but you know, somebody reported it, which is fine. We're looking at it. Some people like it. Some people hate it. Some people hate the whole concept of marijuana because if it does bad for the children, it does bad for people that are older than children. But we're looking at reclassification, and we'll make a determination over the next few weeks. And that determination hopefully will be the right one. It's a very complicated subject, you know, the subject of marijuana. I've heard great things having to do with medical, and I've had bad things having to do with just about everything else. But medical and, you know, for pain and various things, I've heard some pretty good things. But for other things, I've heard some pretty bad things.
Breaking news. If you don't have a visa or passport, buying medicine is now a crime. Trump has just signed a new law. Without valid legal identification, you are now banned from purchasing any food or medication in the United States. Bread and cough syrup are now considered restricted goods. And it's not just you breaking the law. Any store that sells to an undocumented customer will face $500 fines or even loss of business license. So what does that mean in real life? A sick child, a desperate mother, and a pharmacy that refuses to let her in. This isn't a border control policy. This is a nationwide urban cleansing campaign, and this is only the beginning. Congress is now debating an even more extreme proposal. All undocumented immigrants must register within 90 days or be labeled fugitives. If passed, every visit to the store, every stop at a gas station, every routine clinic checkup could be flagged, tracked, and used against.
One of the wild things about the American political process is that a lot of legislation is done as an omnibus bill or a bunch of different provisions are all thrown into one bill that's voted on. The government funding bill that passed the Senate this week had one particularly interesting provision in it that banned the sale of all hemp-derived THC. Live in a state where Delta 9 is illegal, you've probably noticed these dispensaries popping up everywhere. I'm in Texas and there's literally one across the street from my house. This seems to be adding a new sign for advertisement every single week. But anyways, they have Delta 8 that's hemp derived and Delta 10 that's hemp derived, and they're selling flour and gummies and vapes and cartridges and all different kinds of THC that's all derived from hemp rather than cannabis, which was an exception under state law and under federal law. Republicans took advantage of the growing complications around the government shutdown to throw this provision into the bill that will end the shutdown. It's supposed to be voted on by the House of Representatives tomorrow, and President Trump has already given his approval for the legislation. So it's likely that come 2026, if you're in an illegal state, you're likely going to see these hemp-derived THC products go away.
Texas lawmakers have passed a complete ban on THC products that have become widely and legally available in recent years. Fox 26's business reporter Tom Ziska says that this legislation threatens a multi-billion-dollar industry. Tom.
Caroline Rashi, there are more than 8,000 businesses in Texas that sell THC products that can mimic marijuana, but it comes from hemp, which was legalized in 2019. They range from storefronts like this to other businesses that supply a growing demand for the calming effect that THC products offer. Houston's Eighth Wonder Brewing made headlines when it introduced its THC seltzers into Specs liquor stores across the state, joining a long list of producers taking advantage of legal hemp and THC.
This is poisonous THC. No regulations whatsoever. No one knows what's in it.
Fast forward a year after Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick made banning THC in Texas one of his legislative priorities this session. The measure should end up on the governor's desk after the State House and Senate iron out some differences.
It's disheartening to hear that because, what it means is Texas is not open for business. It's not interested in new categories.
Ben Megg's company, Bayou City Hemp, was created after hemp's legalization and bought Eighth Wonder in part to make and distribute THC beverages. He says there was concern as soon as he heard about Patrick's complaints and has tried to argue for regulation that could limit sales that target kids or products that are stronger than they might need to be. Last year, this Conroe mother told us her teen son was sent to the hospital after middle school classmates pressured him to try a THC gummy. But among adults, THC products support tens of thousands of jobs and generate billions of dollars in business that supporters say could disappear with the stroke of a pen.
This ban is a direct hit to Texas jobs, veterans, and responsible consumers, killing an industry President Trump legalized and forcing companies to flee the state just to ship products back in. We urge the Governor Abbott to veto this.
Ben Meggs says that if the ban is signed, that Bayou City Hemp would be unable to operate in Texas and would likely move to Florida, where their Governor Ron DeSantis, vetoed a similar bill just last year. Not all of the 100 people that Ben Meggs employs either would be able to go, so those are lost jobs. Governor Abbott has not indicated how he will fall on this if and when it gets to his desk. If he signs it and it goes into law, it goes into effect in September. Watching Your Money in Katy, I'm Tom Ziska, Fox 26 News.
Hey, it's Joe from Georgia. So in a surprise from the president, he is advocating, and it's came out and said that he would be okay with taking marijuana off of the dangerous drug list. And here's the thing, what that could lead to, because I will tell you what, folks, there's a lot of people who are arrested for marijuana for one joint, and usually it's a lot of young people, 14, 15, 16, 17, where these things, when they get arrested for it, kills their careers, kills their schooling, everything. So by doing this, they could decriminalize it. Here in the city that I live in, we decriminalized it years ago, and we give a fine if you're caught with it. And the reason we did that is because we found out that an overwhelming number of young people were arrested for this, and it also affected people of more in the brown and black community. So instead of ruining their careers for school and for jobs, we'll give them a ticket. To get a ticket too many times, you got to go to counseling, those type things. But so this is, I don't know if he's going to get the support of the Republican Party, but this is one of the common sense things that the United States needed to look at many years ago. considering that it's already legal in most of the states here in the United States, make it federal, and I believe you're going to see a lot of problems go away with it.
Right after that announcement, the whole internet exploded with confusion. People asking the same question. Did Donald Trump really ban THC and put seed in danger? For smaller growers, this is a nightmare. Many switched to cannabis because it was finally a stable crop, and they invested all their savings in greenhouses and the seed. Now the government couldn't label THC leads seed as illegal overnight. Why? Leaving their farm with nothing. Medical users are scared too, wondering if this crackdown could hit dispensaries and interrupt treatment. So, and then there is political fight. States that legalized cannabis are asking how the federal government can suddenly reverse everything online. People are saying this will crush small farmers while big corporations service easily. So, reactions are mixed. Some support the ban, but most are furious, saying it feels like the return of the old drug war. One thing is clear. This decision has already created nationwide battle. Won't calm down anytime soon. So, I still have another clip. I will come back with a comment.
So Trump goes on TV and erroneously claims that over 300 million people died from drugs last year. Here, watch the clip and we'll come back and talk about it.
What's illegal are the drugs that were on the boat and the drugs that are being sent into our country, and the fact that 300 million people died last year from drugs. That's what's illegal.
It is absolutely astonishing to me that nobody questions this man, nobody pushes back when he says the most ridiculous bullshit we have ever heard. We know he can't be talking about the United States, because if over 300 million people in the United States died last year, well, that would only leave around 40 million of us left, which that didn't happen. And we know he's not talking about worldwide, because worldwide annually there's about 500 to 600,000 deaths, but over 300 million people would have been 4% of the world's population. That would have been catastrophic. It would have been headline news all over the place if 4% of the world's population suddenly just died last year from drugs. The amount of BS that comes from this administration, the alleged president just gets out there and spouts whatever nonsense he wants to spout, and they let him, they don't push back on him, and he gets away with it, and his supporters, who never seem to ever want to fact check him, will believe it. And now they will start running around talking about how over 300 million people died last year from drugs. The exaggerations are insane from this president, and he gets away with it on a daily basis. At some point, somebody needs to push back on him in these interviews and actually make him start showing some data and some evidence and facts to back up the ridiculous claims that he makes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, follow for more. This is Grim with Get the Rant, and I'll see you all in the next video.
This bill is going to destroy the hemp industry and erase hundreds of thousands of jobs. You're gonna have to bear with me. I'm so mad. I've tried to record this like 5 times. I can't get through it. Mitch McConnell snuck a provision into the bill that Trump is likely going to sign that will essentially erase 95% of the current hemp industry. So what it will do is make it that any product that contains over a absolutely minuscule amount of that 3-letter thing that starts with a T that I blurred out here, any product that contains that, so anything that causes an effect on you essentially will no longer be allowed. So the gummies, the beverages, the infusers, the drops, all that stuff you're seeing will no longer be legal within a year time frame. And what that will do is erase hundreds of thousands of jobs. And I bet you can't guess who's behind that. Surprise, surprise, it's big alcohol. They have realized that millions of Americans have found an alternative to their products in these hemp products, and they don't like that. They want you to keep drinking their poison until you can't anymore, basically. They don't want people to find an alternative. They don't want people to get healthier and better and be able to quit their products. They want them to keep buying them. So not only is this going to cost hundreds of thousands of jobs, it's quite literally going to cost people their lives. I am so infuriated by this shit. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. And then another piece of this is states like Kentucky are going to find out yet again. Farmers in Kentucky are about to fucking find out again that these people that they vote for do not care about them, because hemp is one of their biggest, Kentucky is one of the biggest producers of hemp in the country. This is going to decimate their industry. There is already chatter in the industry about what can be done about this. They are going to try to get a bill through in the next year before this passes that will mitigate the damage. I mean, they're not going to be able to flip this back. Like, it's not like the switch is going to get flipped. Like, they're going to have to just basically do the best they can. But these smaller business, I mean, there are a lot of these companies are barely hanging on as it is. Imagine now you don't know whether or not your company that you've put your whole life into is going to be able to exist in 365 days, and it's all going to hinge on whether a bill can get passed that will allow it to exist. It's horrifying. I'm heartbroken for these people, and I'm just disgusted.
Breaking news, guys. Donald Trump has banned all vape pens. So you will not be able to purchase no vape pens in no stores. And he also said if you are caught reselling vape pens or even still smoking the vape pens, that you will get charged up to 5 years in prison. Federal prison. Yes. They said this is now a crime to smoke those vape pens. So if you know somebody who's on vape pens and still has them, tell them to throw them away. Because I don't know if you want to risk your life and just go to jail for 5 years for no reason. Go pick up some else. But leave the vapes alone. They banned them for a reason. They are not selling those in stores anymore. They are harmful. Leave them alone. If you are smoking vape pens and you get caught, you will get charged. A felony charge, and you will get charged 5 years in prison. Not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Send this to somebody who loves vape. Nobody wants to smell vanilla strawberry cheesecake ass pound cake in their face no more. Thank you. Breaking news, guys. Donald Trump has banned all vape pens. So you will not be able to purchase no vape pens and no...
They are calling the drug cartels the ISIS of the Western Hemisphere. We know this president designated them as foreign terrorist organizations. That is exactly what they are. They are a plague on our country. And so this president is saying no more. No more crossing a red line we draw in the sand. No more playing games. There's a new sheriff in town. It is President Donald Trump, and he has put them on notice. You will not poison the American people. He's stopping it cold, and I can tell you, Americans all across this country are going to be safer because of it.
That is the situation for now. THC banned. Seeds in danger. Farmers stressed, and Americans arguing not non-stop online. If the policy become official, this could be changed the cannabis industry overnight. Many losses. Let me know in the comments. Is it the good for America or a huge mistake? Guys, thank you for watching Liquor's Take. See you in the next one. I love you guys.